we got to wrap up because I want to talk about the Fig Talks, which you actually got to go to, man.
Yeah, I did. The Fig Talks. So we're talking about the Boston Fig Talks.
Yes, we are.
For which happened this past Saturday. And I went there. I set up a bunch of equipment, went to the press room, and basically just waited. I did schedule a few interviews with some developers, but kind of waited for some other developers to come and hit me. So I talked to a bunch of different people, saw what they had in line. 2 of them were board games, and there were 4 other video games that I got to take a look at. So the first board game is this board game called Aegis. And
wait, pause. We're familiar with Aegis.
Yes.
We've actually played it on the show and had the developers on as guests. They're friends of the show.
All right.
And still waiting for them to come back, y'all.
Well, actually, he said for you, he told me to tell you that he said, what's up?
Me specifically?
Yeah.
Look at that old spot.
Zephyr, you crazy bastard. Come on back when you're ready. Talking about Breeze.
Breeze.
Good guy.
And that game, from what he described, so he didn't have it on hand, but what he described for the board game, there was some images. And if anyone wants to see like any of these interviews that I've done with these developers, they're available on our YouTube page, the entire interview in its entirety, and whatever it is that they show. I also throw up some graphics and stuff like that, so you can get the full-blown details on each of these individual projects. So that one, the basically robot board game, very tactical.
We'll give the link at the end of the show, by the way.
It sounds amazing. So that one that was a cool one to sort of hear about, but I couldn't actually check it out. The next one was a game by Copper Frog Games called Tattoo, the Game of Ink. And it's basically a board game where you have an arm on that's your board. It's like this empty arm, and then you buy tattoos and place them onto the board, and your goal is to make the best looking arm, and you have to sort of combo together these pieces, these different themed tattoos in order to min-max your scores that you're getting in a very kind of like Scrabble kind of way, because there are like, double word bonus kind of thing.
Word score.
All right, but it's based on the tattoo itself. So that was pretty cool, very different.
It's like bathroom wall game. Go ahead.
The next one was Subaltern Games. They had sort of a knock game called Trader Nightly. I don't know how to describe it. I would say just take a look at the interview, and it's better described by the dev. But it's basically the game knock game is basically you're interviewing this talk show host, and during the interview, you're also playing a board game that only exists within this world that you are experiencing.
So it's like you're at work, ignoring work to play a game inside a game.
Kinda, yeah.
Wow.
It's weird. He does a way better job explaining it.
It was 3 out of 5 days of my week, man.
It's very interesting. I recommend it.
James is playing it now.
Something like that, yeah.
There was another one, Delight's Plight, and this game I only got to see the trailer.
Sounds pornographic.
And it's made by Antunes.
A
little bit.
I would say just from the animation work by itself, absolutely amazing. We're talking like Cuphead level of quality, except different style of animation, but like very hand-drawn animation. Everything that's in there is sort of hand-drawn animated, kind of like a 90s cartoon.
Okay. I'm going to put you in review mode real quick, legit. Would it have, considering that comparison, would it have the same problems that Cuphead had, repetition, because so much focus on it was on the actual look of the game, that longevity isn't really a problem? You can play it for a certain amount of time, but you'll get bored very fast.
So from what was just shown off in the trailer, and from what the developer that I interviewed him sort of explained, they change up the levels, they change up what you're sort of experiencing dramatically. I'm talking really dramatic. Like you'll hop into someone's heart and go into like this heart world where there's these strange things that I've never seen before attacking you, and you're attacking back, and there's like these ladies with like naked lady bodies with no head, but they have like these little tassels connected to their nipples that then connect to like these flying creatures that are attacking you. It is absolutely bonkers insane. I think the first part
what Johnny's saying is, so when the stuff wore off, he was having a great time.
So it's a children's game.
Yes, it's a children. It's basically, I would say, like Heavy Metal, the movie, combined with like Animaniacs style animation.
What?
It is really
Wow.
awesome. Really, really
I'm
awesome.
glad you said that because I was envisioning, no, you're riding in a car with Denzel. He hands you a pipe and tells you, if you don't smoke this, we have a problem.
And
All right, so it's the Boston Fig Talks. I mean, to cut
Yep.
you off, we're starting to run short on time. It's the Boston Fig Talks. This was pretty much an exposition of Boston-based companies showing off their stuff.
yes,
And you got a taste of this, man. You looking forward to the next event?
I am. They definitely had some interesting things there. I think their next event is going to be half a year from now for their main Boston Fig, the more public one. This one was a developer-focused thing where other game developers sort of talk and have talks and sort of teach each other different nuances of game development, game design, things like that.
Mm-hmm. All right, cool. Cats can actually check out more information if they want on some of the Boston Festival of Indie Games happenings and events at bfig.com. That's correct, right?
That is correct. And
All right.
also, if anyone wants again see the interviews, you can see them on our YouTube page.
Yes, youtube.com/geekdown. All right, so I'm looking across the table